Hey guys, welcome to my channel. Today's video I'm going to show you guys how I DIY'd this marker storage system. Everything that I use here is going to be from the Dollar Tree. So this cost me a total of $4. What you're going to need for this are 3 foam boards, hot glue gun and extra glue sticks, a pencil to measure, a metal ruler. It's very important to use a metal ruler, and some type of knife or X-Acto knife. I actually used the utility knife from Dollar Tree. And I have to be quite honest, I feel like it kind of sucked. It made it a little rough for me. My cuts weren't as neat and nice as I would like them. So basically all you're going to do is measure and cut out all these pieces and put this together. It's really simple, but for me it was extra hard because I couldn't get the cuts and the measurements. Like, I don't know. I just had a hard time because I just really suck at measuring stuff. So I'm just going to kind of run down the measurements that I use for this, and I'll make sure that I leave them in the description also in case you want to do this size. So all you're going to do is cut out a back part, and you're only going to need one of those. I measured 15.5 inches tall and 21.5 inches wide for this piece. A little tip that I want to give you guys, make sure that you guys put a cutting mat down when you're cutting these. I didn't do that, and I just really scratched up my table or whatnot. And again, like you can see in this video a little bit, my cuts are really rough and they're not really too neat. So that's another suggestion that I would give, is to just make sure that you have a really good X-Acto knife or something to cut it with. Now for my sides, I cut out 2 pieces that were the same. They're gonna be 15 inches tall and 7 inches wide for the side pieces. You're going to need 2 pieces, one for the top, one for the bottom. Those are going to be 21.5 inches by 7 inches. And that's basically it for the outside pieces. Another tip, when you're gluing these together, so the way that I did it, I cut out all my pieces, and I glued my bottom piece to my 2 sides with the hot glue gun. And then once I did that, I glued the back part to it. I did not glue the top part to the very end. It makes it much easier to do it that way. And I'm going to show you guys how I did the inside pieces, the insert. The inside piece I did not glue whatsoever. So this is what it looks like here. The video footage is kind of crappy because it was really hard for me to record this. So here I'm just hot gluing everything together. But I'm going to be sure to leave the measurements on the bottom in case you guys want to make this storage system. It was fairly easy. Alright guys, so for the inserts, I cut out these are the ones that are going horizontally, and I cut 4 of these out, and all I did was measure them out. They're 15 across, but I made these too short, so you should actually do 15.5, and then they're 5 inches going this way. So all I did was measure half of that, which was 2.5, all the way across. And then I measured 3 inches going this way. And then I also measured the width of this part here. And that came up to I'm not sure if those are centimeters that you measure. Guys, I'm really bad with measuring, honestly. That's why this DIY was so hard for me. But it was 3 of these lines here. So I went to the 3, and then I measured 1, 2, 3, 4 of these lines, and I made a mark there. So that's how I got these right here. And I just ended up cutting it here. And then again, I started from this one and measured 3. Went over 1, 2, 3, 4 lines, and the next one the same thing, 3, measured those lines, And I made 5 cuts so that it can fit. And I did this on both sides, guys. So this was for the ones that go this way and also for the ones that stand up. And I did this so that you can just slide them into each other to make like an X. And it'll make it more sturdy. So let me just turn the camera here. I had to kind of, excuse the mess, guys. I had to, so you see I made the slits here also, so that this can slide directly in there. It's hard to do this with one hand. There we go. Let me just, one second, guys. There we go. So it slides directly in there like so. And it made it nice and sturdy here so that you don't have to do any extra gluing or any of that stuff. So guys, this is what the inserts look like. You're going to be doing you're going to make 4 of these shelves going across and 5 going top to bottom, if that makes any sense. You're going to cut 5 slots into each one of these pieces. And as I explained before of how I cut those. And so your 4 shelves going across, they're going to be 6 by 21 inches. And the ones going vertical are going to be 15 by 6. And guys, if you cut these and measure them the right way, they're going to fit perfectly and they're going to be pretty sturdy. So just make sure you take your time when you measure. And it's very important that you use that metal ruler and you hold it down so that you can get a nice clean cut. And I think that's about it. Like, for how I put this together, it was really easy, pretty easy. I struggled with it because I didn't have the right tools, I would say. But this is how it looks, and I'm really happy. So I just wanted to show you guys what you can do if you have any gaps. If you measure correctly, I didn't, so I had a few gaps. But if you do, you're not going to need to do this part. If you do have a few gaps, all you're going to do is use your hot glue gun, and you want to put a generous amount. And make sure that you work quickly with the hot glue because you know that it does dry fairly quickly. So I'm just putting a really generous amount here because I really wanted to make this really sturdy. And be very careful with the hot glue, guys. Like, I burned myself a couple of times. So I'm using a popsicle stick here, one of those wooden sticks, to spread it evenly. And as I'm doing that, I'm pushing it down and holding it down, and that should secure it pretty well. And this back part looks a little messy because of the way that I spread the glue, but it's the back part, so it doesn't even matter. I'm just pulling away those little extra pieces there. And that's just a little tip. You can also do this in the inside. I did that on the outside and also in the inside, just to make sure that that is in there really securely. So when you're like when you put the 2 sides on the bottom, I would put some extra glue on the outside part and also in the inside through the creases. So here I'm just turning it around. You can see that dry glue. And here I have like a huge gap because I did not cut the pieces. I mismeasured it. So it's really important, guys, that you guys take your time and measure it, and so you don't have these issues. But even though, you know, I measured this incorrectly on some pieces and there's some gappage or whatever, still this thing is like really sturdy. So I'm just doing the same thing right here. I'm just stuffing that hot glue in those creases and pushing it down so that it could stick well. And yeah, that's about it. Okay, guys, so this is the finished look. I did like mismeasure, so it's really important for you guys to be really accurate. I had some issues with cutting like straight edges, but for me this is fine. I didn't glue in this inside piece because I want to be able to take it out and adjust it, and I might just like do it over to make it a little bit more straight. Over here there's like a little gappage here, but that's fine because let me show you. Once you put like a marker there, like you're not going to be able to tell that much. So for me that's fine. Okay guys, so this is how it turned out. I'm fairly pleased with it. So each of these squares are 3 by 3. There are like a lot of imperfections in this. For one, like I mismeasured something, so there's like a little gap here, but in all through these actually they're kind of short. So I should have made that like a ½ an inch bigger, but it's fine. Like it still holds the markers well. I actually had these paint markers here and it held it pretty well, but I just didn't want it to like get weighed down. But look at how much this holds. I still have room to put a tons more. If I could go back, I would probably use black, the black foam board. But even the top is pretty sturdy enough for me to put, you know, those items on top. And yeah, I hope that you guys enjoyed this tutorial. I hope it gives you an idea. You can definitely put like color pencils in here. I just have like my fine liners here, multi-liners, my Arteza brushes, gel pens, my Copics. There's 50 Crayola markers here. My Sharpies down here. Yeah. So that's it for this video. I hope that it helped you guys out. Forgive me guys if I repeated myself a bunch of times about the measuring issues or whatnot, but you guys can customize this to your liking. You guys can decorate it, you can spray paint it, you can decoupage it, whatever it is that fancies you, you can do to this. You're not limited to just markers. You really can store color pencils in here. I'm really thinking about doing another one possibly for all of my pencils. But yeah, I really hope that this, like I said, I hope it helps someone. If you are an art supply collector like me / borderline hoarder like me, this really helps clear up so much space. Like I had all of my art supplies, like all these pens and stuff, I had them in just different storages, like cups and stuff like that. So it just freed up so much more space. So make sure you guys comment below. Let me know what you think about this DIY. Let me know if you guys try this, and make sure that you follow the measurements that I leave down in the description. Those are the correct measurements. And the ones that I said also through this voiceover, they are correct also. I just didn't want to have any miscommunication because I did mismeasure. But the ones that I said on here, those are the right measurements. Alright guys, so I hope that, again, that you enjoyed this video, and I'll see you in my next video. Bye.